Just across the street on the other side of Highway 17 here, buildings behind me hit just as hard by the tornado. Riverfront Park here in downtown Conway remains closed. The walkway here looking more like a lake. You could just tell by the excitement from the residents and staff. Even the executive director got somewhat emotional talking about all they've had to endure during this pandemic. The second impeachment trial against former President Donald Trump could begin in a matter of weeks. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer made the announcement Friday. Jessica, we're in for a cooler, drier day than yesterday. I see you showing your Sans Pride with that teal dress. Definitely had a target on your back. How do you feel you did taking jab after jab from your opponents? The body of Marquise Michael was discovered in the Sandpit River this afternoon. There are stories of incredible kindness, people stepping up, taking care of each other, bringing a little light to the darkness. She's a black mother, and the sign says no justice, no peace. The body of Marquise Michael was discovered in the Sandpit River this afternoon. As I mentioned earlier, these two boaters were cousins. Moments ago, we saw family members crying, hugging each other, devastated by this unfortunate outcome. Now, authorities say Michael and Kinsley Johnson left from the Carroll Campbell Marina Saturday afternoon and never returned. Relatives say the two men went fishing and were only supposed to be gone for a few hours. Today, the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office Marine Patrol units discovered an area of interest in the search for the two missing boaters with a side scan sonar. They brought in divers with the State Department of Natural Resources to search the area. Now, Michael's body will be sent off for an autopsy. Authorities say the search for Johnson continues. Live in Georgetown, Neil Watson, WMBF News.
WMBF News starts with breaking news.
Happening now, a procession carrying the body of fallen Horry County Police Officer Lance Corporal Milton Gore is making its way to MUSC in Charleston. Thanks for joining us. I'm Neil Watson. Catherine, thank you. Last night, Running for Heroes carried a flag in Gore's honor. The founder, you see him right there, 12-year-old Zachariah Cartledge, ran 1 mile at North Myrtle Beach High School. Horry County Police and patrol cars followed behind Cartledge as he ran the track. After the run, he presented the flag to Gore's twin brother, Milton. New overnight, one person is dead after a hit and run in Darlington County. Troopers with the State Highway Patrol say it happened around 8:50 last night on Newsom Bobo Highway near Santee Drive. Troopers say the pedestrian was walking along the highway when an unknown car hit the person, then left the scene. The investigation is ongoing. Stay with WMBF News for updates. Well, let's get a check on the forecast this morning with meteorologist Jessica Dobson. Jessica, the cold temperatures not letting up this morning. Welcome back. It'll be on Inauguration Day like no other, in the middle of a devastating pandemic, 2 weeks after the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol and threats of more violence to come. And it brings up an important question. Should President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris take their oaths of office outside? Britt Conway has some perspective from current and former law enforcement officials. It was definitely a big day here. You could just tell by the excitement from the residents and staff. Even the executive director got somewhat emotional talking about all they've had to endure during this pandemic.
Today is an answer to prayer. I'm going to cry, I'm sorry.
When you've seen what Tim Layton has seen, you can't help but get emotional.
Just seeing the hurt and the sadness, the hardship on them has just been, it's been a tough road for all of us.
Since the pandemic began, the facility has had 19 coronavirus cases among residents and 13 among staff. 5 residents have also died from the virus.
It's been a long 10 months.
But today, for the Lakes at Litchfield executive director, it's tears of joy.
It's done.
With another line of defense, now in the arms of those most vulnerable to this deadly virus.
Finally, for this day to come, for our residents and their staff, it's just answer to prayer.
Just scary because one day they're alive and next day they're dead. So I'm very happy to get the shot right away.
Lakes at Litchfield resident Eileen Shea received the first of 2 Moderna vaccine doses today.
Yay!
Along with 200 other residents and staff members.
It was painless and it was fine.
88-year-old Elizabeth Chipman echoed the same sentiments.
I'm grateful for it.
Concerned for her health because of her age.
I don't understand this disease, So it does tend to make me tense.
The unknown and the loneliness for months on end.
I never thought it would be so tough, but it's tragic. It's you'll never know how lonesome it gets.
The vaccine looked at as a sign of hope for a return to normalcy and a reunion with loved ones.
I'm praying for that. I truly am, because I miss them.
It's providing safety and peace and joy to our residents. So in my mind, this could not be a greater light of hope.
The facility will hold a second vaccine clinic on January 25th for residents and staff. Live in Pawleys Island, Neil Watson, WMBF News. The saying goes, not all heroes wear capes. Instead, they work here at the Conway Medical Center. This chalk art created by artist Angela Myers is her way of saying thank you. With a box of chalk.
I use a lot of different chalks.
Angela Myers is making the walkway here at Conway Medical Center come to life.
I like whimsical techniques.
Each stroke made with great admiration.
You know, they'll be able to come in and see just how much they're appreciated.
Myers knows firsthand about their hard work on the front lines. See, Myers was a patient at the hospital herself back in March, suspected of having COVID-19.
They were giving me breathing treatments, which was so helpful at the time. And it was just really good care.
Turns out Myers had acute respiratory distress, not COVID-19, but the care she and others received didn't go unnoticed.
I've never been to the hospital where I've seen so many sick people, and they were really honestly doing their best that they could do to get everyone seen.
After recovery, Myers started doing chalk art in her neighborhood.
Neighbors really liked it. They would come out and they would gather outside their doors and their kids, and I would do my art.
The growing popularity landing her artwork at the front door of the hospital.
Maybe bring some hope or, you know, just some enjoyment and smiles.
While the chalk will eventually fade away, it's a simple gesture with a powerful message.
You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be in monetary or in food, or just, you know, simply someone dedicating time and reflecting on what their care meant to themselves. It's incredibly powerful.
For all